Right, Vice President JD Vance visited a steel factory in his home state of Ohio on Monday. He was touting President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill, recently signed into law. The vice president focused on the law's tax cuts for Americans, saying it will help them keep more of their paychecks. Listen.
We're going to see take-home pay go up in the United States of America. In this district, probably $7,000, $8,000 per family over the next 3 to 4 years. We're going to see your taxes cut. If that big, beautiful bill hadn't passed, you all would have gotten a tax increase to the tune of thousands of dollars to each and every single one of you.
All right, CBS News political director Fin Gomez joins us now from D.C. to break down more of the VP's visit. Fin, good morning to you. Always great to see you. The bill has already passed, right? So why does Vance have to go around selling it?
Errol, always great to see you in the morning as well. Yeah, the vice president has been deployed as the main messenger, Errol, for this massive legislation. He's there to sell the package as a win for blue-collar workers in middle America. As you saw, Vance touted the bill to about 100 steel workers at this plant in Northeast Ohio. It's his home state. He was saying that the plan will rev up the U.S. economy and usher in what President Trump has been calling, quote, a new golden age for America. But he's really just like the tip of the spear, if you will, for the messaging campaign from the White House. As both congressional lawmakers from both parties rush home during recess to frame the impact of Trump's bill ahead of next year's midterms, he's been serving as pitchman and really describing the impact, really focusing on the taxes on tips and other tax breaks to this crowd. But Democrats have been very critical. They've criticized how the bill, they say, how this legislation slashes Medicaid funds and health care to millions of Americans. So instead of it being a positive boost to Iowans, for example, the Democratic Congresswoman representing the area lambasted the bill, Errol. And just one other note on how difficult it may be to sell this message. There was, according to our poll, a CBS News poll that came out last week, most Americans believe that they've heard little or nothing about the bill, and 6 in 10 disapprove of the One Big Beautiful Act, which at least initially most people believe will help just the wealthy. And that's something that the administration, with Vance at the helm, is trying to change.
So the administration needs more positive messaging on the bill. What's interesting is I think it was John Adams who had said something like the vice presidency is the most insignificant concept that man could come up with. That's a loose translation. But how does Vance's performance as VP in the first 6 months compare to predecessors? Because the question then naturally becomes, is he gearing up for a run in 2028? Is that what this is all about?
Well, look, whenever someone mentions John Adams in a conversation, it really becomes a good conversation for me.
We're getting deep.
Vance is seen as a partisan warrior. He's a populist. He's ideologically in line with the president. And he's seen as this messaging enforcer for his nationalist platform. And you've seen him as a frequent surrogate on conservative media and at MAGA rallies. He also serves as like this behind-the-scenes liaison to, some of the key voting groups in the House of Congress, in the lower house, so some of the Freedom Caucus and others. But he is, like, in terms of 2028, it's early. It's very early, Errol. But if you look at some of the polling that we've seen, he's the clear frontrunner, if you will, for the 2020 presidential nomination in July of 2025 because of his high popular name ID. He's popular with the MAGA base. And he sells his message well. He's known within Trump circles as someone who can really vocalize and really be a strong enforcer and messenger of the MAGA message that you hear from the White House. So, again, it's early on. I think at this stage, most Republicans don't want to irk the president or get in front of the president. But he is seen as someone who could potentially lead with that banner, the MAGA banner, in a couple of years.
Yeah, maybe MAGA 2.0 in the future. Fin Gomez, great to get your insight on this. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.